I'm so excited we're going thrifting today. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my best tips and tricks to make your home look high-end without spending a lot of money. We're at my favorite thrift store, Blessings Abound. It's in Overland Park, Kansas. We're going to go in and see what they have. So I know it's gonna be a good trip. The first thing I saw when I walked into the thrift store was this pair of chairs, 2 chairs, $79. You guys, these are already in pretty good shape. They have a little bit of wear on them, but I definitely think I can clean them up and DIY them.
So if you have a chair that's been stained and it's showing some wear and tear, just go in with a matching stain color, of course if you like that color, and using a paper towel, I'm just going to add some stain to where it's been worn off. This is really easy to do. You don't have to sand anything, just add in additional stain. I'm gonna do that on the entire chair, and I'll repeat this on both of my chairs. Once my stain had dried, it was time to move on to my upholstery. And I have to say this upholstery was in pretty good condition, but I used my Bissell little green machine. I will link it for you down below. It's perfect for small jobs like this, or you can use it on your stairs. I used the Bissell to clean both chairs, and it made such a big difference. You would have never guessed I bought both of these chairs for $40 each.
What is this? It's like a marble box. That is different. I don't know what this is, but I'm getting it. You guys, it's wood slat on a piece of fabric. I have no idea what I'm gonna make with this, but I'm getting this. I always do this where the first item I find never fits in the cart. If you've been thrifting with me before, you know at my store, there's tons of lamps. I always like to look on Pottery Barn's website for inspiration before we shop at the thrift store, and I found this gold one that has the exact same shape to this lamp. That's my tip. Look for the exact same shape in the lamp you're trying to recreate, and you can always paint it any color you like. So this is the perfect shape. We're gonna get this one and paint the base of it, but we need to do better for the lampshade. So let's see if we can find a lampshade. We need to try some different lampshades. Over in like the lampshade section, there was 2 different ones. Let's try them both and see which one looks best. Okay, that one's pretty good. I feel like this one's in good shape. We'll just need to paint it. Okay, so that's option 1. Let's see if this one, oh, this one's kind of the wrong kind. It has a different, I don't even know what you call this section of the lampshade. I feel like this one looks really modern, so I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find anything else, but I feel like this is a good option.
Okay, let's DIY this lamp. If you've never DIY'd a lamp, it's really easy to do. I'm gonna show you step by step how you want to do this. First, you wanna cover up any area of your lamp that you don't want painted. I like to add a plastic sack over the top portion, and then I'll just close it off with some painter's tape. I typically do the same thing with the cord because I don't want that to get painted. Next, I'm gonna spray it with 2 coats of a metallic spray paint. Remember that Pottery Barn image I was showing you earlier? I wanna go with a gold finish. Now, the lampshade that we purchased has seen better days. It definitely needed some updating. So I have a white paint. This is just a sample paint that I've been using, and I am going to paint the entire lampshade. If you didn't know, you can paint lampshades. It's actually really easy to do. As I was painting, I was kind of wishing I would have used a stipple brush, but I kept going with the paintbrush that I had. So if you have a stipple brush, use that instead and just do 1 heavy coat on the entire lampshade. Once everything's dry, you can take off the bag and the tape and then just add on your lampshade. How gorgeous, it completely looks like a Pottery Barn lamp.
So if you're going thrifting, what shapes should you be looking out for? Well, again, you can go on those high-end sites and look for them. I think ones that look in a simple ceramic shape are always great. You can add paint to these, spray paint them, or use your acrylic paints. You guys remember I found this earlier. I had to pull it out of the cart because over here in their craft section, I found this 12-inch round for $3. So I'm thinking that's gonna make the perfect base. I need to cut this down, but I'm thinking plant stand. At my thrift store, there's a basket section, but it was really busy over there, so we came over in the books to film this. I found this cool piece. I don't even know what it is, but I think this is going to make a better topper on my plant stand. You guys remember I picked this up for $3, but I think this one's gonna look so much cooler.
Okay, stick with me on this DIY because I definitely had a vision. So I saw this bottom part as a base to my plant stand. So I determined how high I wanted it to be and marked it with some painter's tape. Then I cut it down with my saw. Next, I'm going to add E6000 and hot glue to put the base together. I'll overlap the pieces and then I'll set it up in the shape that I like, and I'm gonna let it dry for several hours. Next, I'm going to paint the base. I went with a mauvey pink color and I did 2 coats on the base. Now with the top piece, I wanted to stain this a little bit because it was more of a natural wood and I wanted to use a stain. I sanded down any marks on it. I'm gonna be using the color Fruit Wood. I put it on with a foam brush and then I wiped off any excess with a paper towel. I attached the base by putting E6000 around the top, and then I placed the wood piece on top. I flipped it over and added in some additional E6000 and I let it dry overnight. The next day, I styled it in my home.
Now don't forget to check the book section as well. I always look here for hardcover coffee table books. That seems to be the best deal. I was able to find 2 coffee table books. Both were $3. The first one had great subject matter and I loved the blue color of the book. I also found this Schitt's Creek book that's gonna be perfect for my coffee table. One of my best tips at the thrift store is to buy larger items. You can save so much money. Like this tray I found, $15 for this tray. This would be so much more at a high-end site and it's gonna look great on my coffee table. So I've been walking around and I'm seeing several decor items. Now, when you're at the thrift store, I think it's a great idea to look for useful decor. First up, I found this basket. Love the way it looks. I don't need to do anything to it. This would be perfect in my living room to hold all of my remotes. And that was just $2.
Okay, I said it didn't need anything, but once I was looking at it, I thought, you know what, this could use a quick refresh. So I found a stain that was similar to the color of the basket, and I'm simply going to add some stain. I used a foam brush to wipe it on the entire basket. And then I'll use a paper towel to take off any excess. The basket practically looks brand new. Okay, let me show you how you could style this on your table or coffee table. Start with a tray, that one I picked up at the thrift store. Then you're gonna add some large coffee table books. I bought those 2 at the thrift store. Next, you can add in some sort of useful decor, like the remote holder. This was only $2 and it's gonna be functional and beautiful.
I also found this little dish. You could use this for putting your trinkets, jewelry, really anything in here. And then I found this smaller dish that you could put maybe beside your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink to put your rings in when you're washing dishes. So we're over here in the glassware section. A tip you can do when you're at your store thrifting is check your glassware before you go to the store and buy brand new glassware. Oftentimes you're gonna find something so much cooler like this ombre set that I just found, and it's gonna be more affordable than buying it new. My thrift store does this cool thing where they divide things up by color. So over here in the dinnerware section, there's this whole area of blue items, which is my favorite color. I found these 2 containers. I have to get them, you guys. This one, it's $5, but it's a little vanity container. And then I also found this little dish for only $2. How adorable are these gonna look together? So I'm getting ready to film a bathroom video where I'm gonna DIY a bunch of bathroom items, and I found these in the canister section for just a couple of dollars. They're really cool. I think they would be perfect in the bathroom. So I was over here looking at all the curtains. That's something I always do at the thrift store. This is a great place to find fabric because it's really inexpensive and you can recover things. I'm not seeing anything, but I did spot these curtain rings that are these really large like wood rings. I use these all the time in my crafts. This is a big pack for $4.
You never know what you're gonna find at the thrift store. I wanted to add some new knobs to these containers. When I was searching around, I found these really cool curtain rings that I thought I could use as handles. So what I did was I took the screws out of the knobs that were on the top pieces. Then I used the existing screws and then put the handles into the existing screws. This was easy to do because they had a screw that was already in there, so I just took that out and replaced it. I did this with both of the containers. These are great to use in your bathroom to store cotton balls and Q-tips.
Most thrift stores have these craft sections and they're great because you can find things affordably. And what my favorite part is like I have several hoops like this, but I do not have these vintage ones in this oval shape. Let's see, they're selling these for $2 each. These are so great to organize with. I'm gonna show you an awesome DIY to try out. I'm over in the clothing section looking for a sweater that I can use with those hoops we just found to make a jewelry organizer. I feel like this white one would be a great option, so let's DIY.
Now you want to make sure with this DIY that you just find a piece of fabric that's big enough that it's going to cover both of your rings. So I'm going to put one of my rings on one side and then I'll just press the top piece down, pulling it as tight as possible. Then from there, I'm just going to flip it over and cut off any excess once I have it in place exactly where I want it to be. I'll repeat these steps on both of the hoops. You can hang these on a nail on your wall and they're perfect for earrings.
That was such a fun thrifting trip. I'd love to know down in the comments what your favorite item was that we found today at the thrift store. And I hope I inspired you to visit your local thrift store. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye.